Yeah, I'm over here by Apostle Ramlab's crib, and we were just talking, and he put on the monitor. L.A. County says not wearing a mask is an act of domestic terrorism, as you see here on screen. So he's getting this he's getting this thing up and running, man. Any excuse he's using any excuse to pretty much lock up anyone who defies the orders that are going to be coming down, like mandatory vaccination and then ultimately mandatory implantation of the chip. So now, if you're not wearing a mask, this is in LA, it's considered an act of domestic terrorism. And that's the buzzword, terrorism. So now they're bringing back that word terrorism. That's one of the buzzwords. Earlier I watched a video by Elder, the brother from South Carolina, Elder Manat Zakbar. And he was talking about buzzwords. I'm not sure what video it was, but if he sees this video, he can put it in the comment section. He was talking about certain buzzwords that the wicked elite use. Okay, and one of those buzzwords is terrorism. Now I remember back when, and Apostle Ramlab can attest to this, back in 9/11, that was the big buzzword, terrorism. As a matter of fact, 8 of us got arrested in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and we were charged with being terrorists. Okay? And we spent, a day in jail, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai put the spirit on this woman to valiantly defend us in court. And the judge had no choice but to knock down the bail, and we were able to get out. But once again, we see a resurgence of that word terrorism. You've seen it right there on your screen. We're telling you this thing is real. All right? Remember Revelation 12:12, the devil coming down with great wrath, knowing what? That he have but a short time to enjoy his kingdom, because he knows, this devil knows, and if he didn't know it back then, he definitely knows it now. Now that the prophet's out in the street teaching, we're heralding the coming of Yahushai. And when Yahushai comes, one of the things he's going to do is destroy this man's kingdom and reduce, beginning with their top elites, reduce them to servitude, reduce them to slaves. And they know this. They know the game is up. When Yahushai comes, they know the game is up, man. So they're valiantly trying to enjoy their kingdom, what's left of it. And we know what it says in the book of Job, that he shall not see the brooks of honey, which is a metaphor for his so-called New World Order. Okay? So they're coming at you, Jake. You seen it right on screen. L.A. County mayor says not wearing a mask is an act of domestic terrorism. So they're building up the propaganda machine. Yep. Now, I don't know if this is disinformation or it may be information, but nevertheless, it sounds plausible. And here's a few of the other sites. Market Sanity.
Well, it goes to Zero Hedge. That's where the source comes from.
What's that?
ZeroHedge.com. This is a reputable site.
Okay, so you heard, I don't know if you were able to hear Apostle Ramlab, he said ZeroHedge.com is a reputable site.
So that's where it goes back to. That's the
Oh,
source.
that's the original source?
That's the original source, yep.
Okay, so there you go. There you go. And it's a few, and this was this one is 3 hours ago from Zero Hedge. I see it now. And here we have one 8 hours ago, 4 hours ago. So this is relatively new.
Yeah. Yep.
So not wearing a mask is what? An act of domestic terrorism. So if you're not wearing a mask, which, speaking of the mask, they brought it out that if you wear a mask, you're breathing in. See, the body takes in O2, which is oxygen, which we get from the trees, and gives out CO2. The exhale that you exhale, that is CO2. So if you're breathing that back in, really you're weakening your immune system. You see, you're weakening your immune system. So I don't know if you want to say anything on that.
Well, they're pretty much poisoning you. That's why they're gagging the people so they won't talk about it. That's what the mask is all about. To just shut the hell up and just accept what we give you.
Exactly. That's where it's going. And then ultimately shut the hell up and accept this vaccination. Then shut the hell up and accept this chip.
That's it.
Which goes back to Revelation 13 and 16. That's the prophecy.
Right here, there's another one that says, and why stop there? CNN analyst calls for sweeping regulation of free speech on the web.
And you know what scripture comes to mind, brothers. Come on, brothers. You know what scripture comes to mind. Let's get two of them. Let's get Isaiah the 10th chapter.
Yep.
All right. You know the good old Isaiah the 10th chapter, and the first verse is just as relevant today as it was when Isaiah wrote it. Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, that write grievousness. And for you to walk around wearing a mask all day, man, you going to tell me that's not grievous? You think in our kingdom we're going to be wearing a goddamn mask? You know, when Yahushua comes and set up the righteous kingdom on the planet Earth pursuant to 2 Peter 3 and 13, you think we're going to be wearing a mask, man? But there's some of you out there that you have no problem with that. You're the go along to get along gang, you know? Oh, whatever the government says, to just do it. Just do it. That's why you ain't gonna make it, man. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that woe means destruction. So eventually, Esau, that's bringing all this deception down and all these lies, eventually he's going to get his punishment. He's going to get his just due. That's what it means, woe unto them. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Because they all what we're seeing, as a matter of fact, to prove this, what I'm about to say, there was a video I was watching. It was a fashion show. And maybe, I don't know if you saw that, Apostle Ramlab. They had a chick. Well, she could have been a man, a he, she, whatever.
Named COVID.
Yeah, COVID. She had a mask on her face. Now, this was 2018, long before all this nonsense we're seeing now. She had a mask on her face. That was like the new style coming up. She had a dress with a mask on her face to match. And guess what her name was? What was her name? COVID?
COVID with a K.
COVID with a K. You can't make this stuff up, man. So that's what it means, which they have prescribed. These wicked devils they tested that shit back in the past. They showed you that in movies. And now we see it. See, there's that thing called gradualism, because they start with an idea and they gradually push it. That's what we're seeing now, gradualism. Because where's it going to end? You might say it's going to end with you got to take that chip. That's where it ends. And it's just like Apostle Tar said, in those days, that's when the destruction of Esau is going to speed up. In those very days. Because Esau is going to he's going to go wild trying to make sure you're chipped. And just like, think about it, brothers, just like if you don't take the mask, you're showing domestic terrorism. If you don't take the mask, it's the same thing with the chip. If you don't take the chip, you're a terrorist. Why don't you want to be chipped? You're a terrorist. See, that's one of the buzzwords, terrorist. You know, to turn aside the needy from judgment, this is what they do. Who's the needy? We are. And to take away the right from the poor of my people. We have the right to live our lives the way we want to live it according to the scriptures. But they don't want that. They don't want that for us. Okay? To take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what's the main thing they're robbing us of? Our freedom, man. These devils, they want to rob us of our freedom to believe in. Apostle Tar brought out the video about the God gene. This is not fantasy, man. The God gene. Esau wants to destroy the gene within us that forces us to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That connection. Esau want to cut it through the Maxine. So there's your example of that. They may rob the fatherless, rob us of our will to worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai by trying to destroy the God gene. How about that? And you tell me this man ain't the devil? Anyway, brothers, I'm going to leave it right there. I've said enough. Hopefully you were edified, and like always, on to the next video. Shalom. Apostle Ramlab says shalom.